How's it going, everybody? You know what there's a lot of on PS4 and 5? Role-playing games, RPGs for those of us in the know, and with that vast array of RPGs out there comes the need for subgenres. You've got your action RPGs, which also includes your looter shooters and Souls-likes, your dungeon crawlers, monster tamers, MMORPGs, roguelikes, tactical RPGs, and turn-based RPGs, and it's the last one, the turn-based kind, that I'm going to focus on first. We've got 25 absolute bangers here, so let's get straight into it. Final Fantasy X-2 is the direct sequel to Final Fantasy X and the first in the series with an all-female playable cast, following Yuna as a sphere hunter searching for a mysterious man who resembles her lost love, Titus. The dress sphere system lets party members swap classes and abilities via the garment grid, while an open structure lets you freely revisit locations, tackle minigames, and complete side quests across multiple chapters. It's an 86 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 130 hours to platinum. Final Fantasy IV is a beautifully remastered 2D pixel remake following Cecil, a dark knight who defies his tyrannical kingdom to seek the truth behind a crystal-stealing conspiracy, joined by iconic allies like Kain, Rosa, and Rydia. Updated graphics, a rearranged Nobuo Uematsu soundtrack, modernized UI, and the series-defining active time battle system make this the definitive way to experience a true RPG classic. It's an 86 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. Octopath Traveler 2 is a JRPG blending HD 2D pixel art and 3D CG to create a beautifully detailed, immersive world where 8 travelers each follow unique paths filled with personal goals and emotional storylines. Explore Celistia's diverse regions, from bustling cities to open seas, engaging in strategic combat using familiar break and boost mechanics, while developing each character's jobs and path actions to shape your journey. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 90 hours to platinum. Dragon Quest I and II HD 2D Remake bundles reimaginings of the first 2 entries in the Erdrick trilogy, with the original sending a descendant of Erdrick to defeat the Dragon Lord, and the sequel following a band of young royals as they unite to push back a new invasion plunging the world into darkness. Both classics are brought to life with gorgeous HD 2D visuals blending retro charm with modern presentation. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. Yakuza, Like a Dragon, follows Ichiban Kasuga, a low-ranking Yakuza sentenced to 18 years in prison for a crime he didn't commit, who returns to find his clan destroyed and everyone he trusted gone. You'll switch between 19 unique jobs, wield everything from bats to umbrellas in turn-based RPG combat, and explore Yokohama's streets while completing sub-stories, minigames, and side activities that bring the city to life. It's an 87 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. Persona 3 Reload is a reimagined RPG where you step into the shoes of a transfer student thrust into the mysterious Dark Hour, awakening powerful abilities while forging bonds that shape the fate of friends and the world. You'll explore this hidden hour, engage in turn-based combat against shadows, and balance daily life on Port Island, from attending school and part-time jobs to deepening relationships that influence the story. It's an 88 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. Grandia 2 is a beloved RPG set thousands of years after a cataclysmic battle between the God of Light and the God of Darkness, following mercenary Ryudo as he escorts a church songstress on a journey that unravels the dark truth behind the world's history. The IP gauge battle system lets you cancel enemy actions mid-combo, chain hits onto new targets, and cast spells at varying speeds depending on your equipped mana eggs and skills. It's an 88 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. Chained Echoes is a story-driven 16-bit style JRPG where a band of heroes journeys across the war-torn continent of Volandis to end the centuries-long conflict between its 3 kingdoms once and for all. You'll traverse diverse landscapes from sunken cities and lush archipelagos to wind-blasted plateaus, ancient ruins, and forgotten dungeons, meeting colorful allies and uncovering dark secrets that shape the fate of the land. It's an 89 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 55 hours to platinum. Final Fantasy VIII is a classic JRPG set during a time of war, following Squall Leonhardt and the elite Seed mercenaries as they oppose the tyrannical forces of Galbadia and the sorceress Edea. Join forces with Renoa allies to navigate political conflict, shifting loyalties, and a sweeping sci-fi fantasy narrative that blends personal relationships with world-altering stakes across multiple nations and timelines. It's an 89 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 45 hours to platinum. Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance is a dark RPG where you play an Ahobino in post-apocalyptic Tokyo, wielding immense power to survive and shape the ongoing conflict between angels and demons. You'll experience 2 complete story paths while exploring sprawling wastelands, battling or befriending hundreds of demons, uncovering hidden secrets, and making impactful choices that determine the world's ultimate fate. It's a 90 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 150 hours to platinum. Sea of Stars is a turn-based RPG where you follow 2 children of the solstice who harness the power of the sun and moon to battle an ancient alchemist's monstrous creations and uncover hidden secrets. You'll explore lush islands, solve environmental puzzles, and engage in timing-based combat that rewards precise inputs, smart party synergy, and creative use of spells and combos across a richly crafted, retro-inspired world. It's a 90 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. Persona 3 Portable is a remastered, critically acclaimed RPG that redefined the Persona series, placing you in the shoes of a high school student who awakens a persona during the mysterious Dark Hour. Battle shadows, climb the towering dungeon of Tartarus, and uncover the truth behind this eerie, hidden time, while forming deep social bonds with unforgettable characters and navigating complex relationships. It's a 90 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth delivers an epic, emotional RPG adventure uniting Ichiban Kasuga and Kazuma Kiryu in a story of fate, redemption, friendship, and personal stakes that span generations. Experience best-in-class combat with dynamic, fast-paced battles where the battlefield itself becomes a weapon, and customize your party with outlandish jobs, skills, and gear to strategically subdue enemies with over-the-top moves and devastating combos. It's a 91 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 90 hours to platinum. Trails in the Sky First Chapter is a full 3D remake of the landmark first entry in the Trail series, following Estelle and Joshua as they journey across the Liberal Kingdom in search of their mysteriously disappeared father. The remake features seamless transitions between field action and turn-based combat, dynamic showcases of each character's crafts and elemental arts, and extensive side content woven throughout the beautifully reimagined kingdom. It's a 91 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. Final Fantasy X is the iconic 2001 RPG following Titus, a star blitzball player swept from his home city of Xanarkand by the monstrous Shin, who joins summoner Yuna on a pilgrimage to defeat Shin and bring peace to Spira. The conditional turn-based battle system lets you swap party members freely mid-fight, while the sphere grid offers deep character progression that opens up entirely as you advance, and each character brings a unique overdrive to battle. It's a 92 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 110 hours to platinum. Dragon Quest XI Echoes of an Elusive Age follows a hunted hero who must uncover the mystery of his fate alongside a cinematic cast of companions, embarking on an epic quest across continents and vast oceans to confront an ominous threat facing the world. With a sprawling story, deep turn-based combat, and a wealth of side content to explore, it stands as one of the most celebrated entries in the long-running series. It's a 92 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 120 hours to platinum. Chrono Cross is a beloved 2000 RPG following Surge as he stumbles into a parallel world where he died as a child, setting off a quest across the tropical archipelago of El Nido to uncover the truth behind the two worlds' divergence and find the mysterious frozen flame. Enemies are visible on field maps rather than random encounters, turn-based battles use the element system, and over 40 characters are recruitable throughout the journey. It's a 92 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. Final Fantasy VII is a legendary genre-defining turn-based RPG that follows Cloud Strife and the rebel group Avalanche in their fight against the corrupt Shinra Corporation and the vengeful Sephiroth. Journey across an expansive world powered by Mako energy, from the industrial sprawl of Midgar to snowy mountain peaks, ancient temples, and hidden laboratories, while forging deep bonds with unforgettable characters. It's a 92 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. Final Fantasy IX is a classic turn-based RPG where you follow Zidane, Princess Garnet, and a young mage Vivi as they embark on an emotional, crystal-centered adventure across a beautifully realized, storybook-like world. You'll explore kingdoms, forests, and dungeons, engage in strategic party-based battles, acquire abilities, and uncover secrets while forming bonds with a memorable cast in a tale full of humor, heart, and intrigue. It's a 92 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. Final Fantasy VI 2D Pixel Remaster brings the classic RPG to life with redesigned 2D graphics, a rearranged soundtrack, and modernized gameplay while preserving its timeless charm. Follow a diverse cast of characters, each with unique abilities and destinies, customizing their skills through the Magicite system as they battle through humanity's struggle in the aftermath of the War of the Magi. It's a 93 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. Metaphor Refantazio is a sweeping fantasy RPG from the creators of Persona 3, 4, and 5, following a young hero and his fairy companion Gallica as they fight to lift a deadly curse from a lost prince across a sprawling, magical kingdom. Explore a vibrant world full of mysteries and hidden lore, traveling by gauntlet runner to distant towns and dangerous dungeons while managing quests, relationships, virtues, and character bonds. It's a 93 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is a turn-based RPG set in a Belle Epoque-inspired world, where the paintress erases anyone who reaches her newly painted number, pushing Expedition 33 into a desperate final mission. Its reactive combat blends traditional strategy with real-time dodging, parrying, re-aim targeting, and rhythmic combo timing, letting you tailor builds through gear, skills, and clever party synergies that reward precision. It's a 92 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. Persona 4 Golden is a critically acclaimed JRPG that blends supernatural mystery, turn-based combat, and life simulation, placing you in the shoes of a high school student in the rural town of Inaba as a series of bizarre murders unfold. Explore otherworldly dungeons, battle monstrous shadows, and confront the darker sides of yourself while building meaningful friendships and making choices that shape your story. It's a 94 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 125 hours to platinum. Persona 5 Royal is the definitive edition of Atlus's acclaimed JRPG, blending stylish turn-based combat, social sim progression, and story-driven exploration into a massive adventure about rebellion and personal growth. Follow the protagonist as he transfers to a Tokyo high school, awakens to eerie visions of ruin, and leads the Phantom Thieves to expose corruption by infiltrating surreal palaces shaped by twisted desires. It's a 95 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 120 hours to platinum. Baldur's Gate 3 is the landmark D&D RPG from Larian Studios, where you and up to 3 companions navigate the Forgotten Realms, infected by a Mind Flayer parasite that grows more dangerous and more powerful with every step. Choose from a wide selection of races and classes, forge alliances or betrayals, and tackle encounters with near-limitless freedom, sneaking, shoving, and climbing from the Underdark to the rooftops of the Upper City. It's a 96 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 120 hours to platinum. Alright, that's it for this edition of Pozermobilrankings.com, or whatever we want to call this thing. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. Let me know in the comments if you've got any questions or requests for what the next genre should be, and feel free to join as a member to get to watch these before everybody else. It's just $1 a month at the lowest tier, and it really does help me out.